Okay, rant request time. The question of the rant request is, when am I or when is a person allowed to begin considering dating? And I've said this before, but I'll say it again here and I'll expound in this rant. First, I would always say, if the person is in school, college, no business dating. Again, if they're still in school, then you should focus on school. Do not think of dating. If you're in college, think of graduating. Why do I say that? For several reasons. And I gotta say this. So many people think that courtship and dating is just about the emotions and all of the kilig, all of the butterflies in the stomach, all of that. No. If you're a Christian and you understand that the purpose of dating is for marriage, then you're obviously not ready to get married while you're in school. There's so many issues, concerns, and challenges to this. Now, let me explain and let me qualify. A lot of people who are in school are so easily impressed. And I'm going to make some examples that are cliches, but it's just so cliche that they're cliche for a reason. You know, like there's so many girls who are like, I'm so impressed by this guy. Why? Because he can ride a skateboard. Really? That's what impresses you? He can balance on a piece of wood? That's not really, that's not something, right? Like, why are you so impressed with this guy? Why do you want to date this guy? Because he can dunk a basketball, or because all the other girls like him. That is high school. That's puppy love. And that's not, you're not ready for marriage if that's what you're thinking. Okay? If that's your priority, you're really so far from being ready for marriage. Right now, if you are still in school, you have to focus on school. Do not even entertain the thought of dating because you're not ready. That's not your season. It's not your time. You're just not there. Secondly, the reason why you have to wait until about 1 year of work. Okay, so both of you should have been working in the real world for at least 1 year after you have graduated. So graduate first, work for 1 year. Don't just graduate and then wait and then get into courtship. No. Graduate first, get a job, work for a year, then consider dating. Because when you are in school, you're not thinking of the pressures of adult life. But once you're working, things change. You have no idea if you're going to help with your family finances, if you're going to contribute to the family household. You have no idea about these things. So both of you should have already worked for at least 1 year, so you go through one entire calendar year. You know what it's like to finally not have summer vacations. You know what it's like to be paying the bills, to live with responsibility. You know what it's like to go through Valentine's Day without a date, Christmas holidays without a date. You know what it's like, the pressures of Christmas when you have a salary and you've got family members, you've got cousins who you're meeting with during the holidays, which means Christmas gifts, more expenses, right? So things like that. You got to go through an entire calendar year and all the events of the year. So birthdays, Christmases, Valentine's days, fiestas, things like those. You have to go through all the events of a calendar year to realize and to experience the pressures, the demands, and what it's like for your personal dynamic as a single person. Once you've gone through all of that, then you can actually really assess yourself. And the reason why both of you should have the same length, 1 year, is so that both of you have had that kind of assessment for yourself. Therefore, you're both sure if you're ready for a relationship. Because many times, here's what happens. What if one person is studying, the other is already done and has already done the whole 1 year thing? And you say, well, he's already done and he has been working for 5 years. I'm still a student and I don't have a job yet. Then you're not ready. Even if he is, you're not. Okay? Why? Because you have no idea what happens to you or what will happen to you once you graduate. And it's going to be unfair to him if you are in a relationship with him and then you graduate and you realize, oh my gosh, there are so many family responsibilities, so many things I want to do. I want to contribute to this and that, but I'm already now in a relationship, and so I've got these two commitments. So what's happening? You are going to put yourself in a situation where you are adding more reasons to stay in a relationship with duties and responsibilities and commitments that you were not supposed to have, and the new season might not allow you to have yet. So it's always safer that both of you have both graduated and have worked for at least 1 year. Then you can decide for yourselves if you're ready. Now let me add one more thing. When it comes to this issue of relationships, please, one additional huge factor is have a community to vet for you. If you're a guy, you should have guy friends who can tell you straight if the girl you're interested in is, good for you. It could be your dad, your brothers, your family. So your community should really involve your family, right? And then your permanent community, your group of friends who are really there for you, who love you and have no ulterior motives. They really just are there for you. Women, especially women, should have the same. Mothers, sisters, should be there around you. Now, this community is so important. Christian courtship is not divorced from community. In fact, it's the opposite. Christian courtship and community go together. So who's your community? Number one, it should be your family. Number two, it should be your church. Covenant members of your local church. For guys, the other guys. For girls, the other girls. All right? Your pastors and elders, those are included in those communities because they're family. Why is this important? Well, there are very, very obvious reasons. But one of the more obvious reasons is this. When you're emotionally involved, you're also emotionally compromised. I'll say it again. If you are emotionally invested, then you are emotionally compromised. So you need people who are in your life, who love you genuinely and are legit there for your best interests and are sober in helping you make decisions and looking after you. Second reason. Many times guys will spot things that girls cannot spot and vice versa. I mean, let's just be real here. Dudes, brothers, we know when a dude is up to no good. We can tell. We can tell that a guy is making the moves on a girl. And ladies, you also know if a girl is trying to manipulate your brothers. So we gotta protect each other. We gotta be there for one another. Another reason why I think it's so important to have these vetting people, the vetting community, is because these people are, I'm assuming, going to be there for the rest of your life. They're gonna be there for you. And you're gonna be there for them for the rest of your lives. So wouldn't it be wise, or wouldn't it be smart, if this community can help you and help you vet the people you're trying to romantically explore potential? Simply because if your community, already say, I don't like this guy, I don't like this girl, this guy, this girl, they're bad news for you, if they say that, then you're gonna end up having to make a choice. Leave the community that legit loves you, make that crazy big decision of leaving your community that loves you, just because you're emotionally compromised and you're wanting to get whatever it is you want to get from that guy or girl. You are sacrificing a sure thing for an unsure thing. That's dangerous. What are you sure of? You're sure that this community loves you and has your best interest at heart. If they don't have that, why are they your vetting community in the first place, right? So I'm assuming that the community you have is legit there for you, they love you, they want the best for you, and that you believe in them, you trust them. The reason why they are your vetting community in the first place is because they hold a very strong permanency level in your life. So if you have to choose a total unsure thing to the point that you're willing to sacrifice this permanent thing in your life, that says either a lot about how you made a mistake and how you were so immature in choosing this community in the first place, or it shows how emotionally compromised you are, that you're letting go of people who love you and who are legit there for you, have your best interest at heart, and you once believed was the best for you, for a very unsure person. So make sure that you've graduated, that you have worked for at least 1 year, and that you have a vetting community who legit can be there to protect you and care for you. I hope this was helpful. God bless you.